Part three, we're going to add the final two steps in this process, right? So we're going to add value and we're going to push and have a quick summary. After you make a request, this is key, don't stop talking. A common mistake people make after they make a request is they stop talking and they wait for an answer. That's not good negotiating strategy. If you make a request, make sure that you add value to the request before you get an answer. Because just asking the request might be difficult for the other person to accept if there's no additional value. So how do we add value? So adding value, we can say things like I'll. Very simple. I will plus a verb. I will in English is not a future plan. I will is a promise. So I will work overtime. I will make up the hours. I will do something. I will is a promise. We often say things like, I'll buy you a beer. So if it's a casual request, we can, I don't want to use the word bribe. Bribe means to pay somebody secretly, but we can bribe somebody, right? Yeah, I'll buy you a beer. I'll buy you a beer after work. So that's a nice way to add value to the request. I'll buy you a beer after work. I'll buy you something. I'll be sure to is more of a professional way to show your commitment. I'll be sure to finish all of my tasks before this deadline. I'll be sure to plus a verb. I'll be sure to complete this work on time. I'll be sure to is the same as I'll, but we're adding a new phrase. I'll be sure to, and it's a great way to show your promise, to show your professional commitment. And if we want to use a really powerful phrase, we can say, you can rely on me to. You can rely on me to finish this on time. It's very powerful. It's quite serious. What about the push? The push, we can say, would that be okay with you? Hey, would that be okay with you? Or how does that sound? Would that be okay with you is better for weaker positions. How does that sound is better for stronger positions. So if you're in a power position, how does that sound is more natural. If you're in a weaker position, would that be okay with you? Or a middle position, would that be okay with you? Is a little bit more natural. Now, as a summary, don't forget, no, don't forget, I didn't say, but it's important to remember that you don't need every step every time, but you should not change the order of today's steps. Don't change the order. If you feel that a step in the process is unnecessary because it's common sense, because we know it, everybody knows it, then you don't need to say it. Of course, never waste people's time by telling them things that they already know. So you don't need every step every time, but generally speaking, today's step-by-step process is a good logical structure. So let's look at our examples one more time, real quick. Situation, visit a sick family member, timing is tough. Okay, so we want to take a day off tomorrow. So what's our, remember we had that adding value. So what's our adding value? I'll be sure to make up the hours next month. Make up means to catch up the difference. I'll be sure to make up the hours next month. And then the push, would that be okay with you? So I'm in a weak position here. Yeah, I'll be sure to make up the hours next month. Would that be okay with you? What about our other situation? Our other situation is that we are a manager of a web development company. We need my staff to work. We need our staff to work overtime. What are we going to say? So maybe we can make some kind of promise. I'll be able to give you time and a half. I'll be able to give you double time for the extra day. How does that sound? Remember, how does that sound is more of a power position. What do we mean by time and a half? Time and a half means 50% extra salary for the hours. So if your hourly rate is 2,000 yen, time and a half is 3,000 yen. If your hourly rate is 2,000 yen, the double time is 4,000 yen. So I'll be able to give you time and a half for the extra day. Obviously, that's some kind of maybe financial compensation you can promise to your staff. I never forget, in 1999, it was the New Year's Eve. It was the break of the year 2000. I was working as a university student in a cocktail bar, and I asked my manager for triple time, not double time, triple time. So I was getting £5 per hour. So £5 is about 750 yen. And she agreed to give me triple time. So I got 2,250 yen per hour. Great. So I worked New Year's Eve, 1999. Everybody was getting drunk. I was in a cocktail bar and I said, I need triple time. So you can say time and a half, double time, triple time. That is how we calculate bonus payments when we talk about salaries and rates. How does that sound? All right. So let's go through the total situation. Total situation, step by step. First one, we had the sick family member. We want to go to hospital tomorrow. We need a day off. The timing's bad because there's a big project to start next week. Speak to the manager. Let's go through the steps. So step one, open the request. 2, pre-request. 3, context. 4, empathy. 5, request. Add value, and then push. So nice and simple. Excuse me, Susan, do you have a minute to talk about something important? Yeah, great, thanks. I have a small request of you. To cut a long story short, I have a personal family emergency that needs me to go to the hospital tomorrow. I know this is asking a lot, but could you let me have a day off tomorrow? I'll be sure to make up the hours next month. Would that be okay with you? You don't need to wait at every stage for somebody to respond. After step one, which is checking somebody's availability, you should push through everything. Just push it through. Because if not, you create a game of table tennis, ping pong. Your request is steps 2 to 7. I have a small request of you. To cut a long story short, I know this is asking a lot. Could you possibly, I'll be sure to, would that be okay? Don't let the other person speak until you've finished. It only takes 20 seconds to do everything. I'm going to time it right now. Watch me. I'm going to watch this timer. Do you have a minute? Okay, go. Oh, you can't see my phone. I have a small request of you. To cut a long story short, I have a personal family emergency that needs me to go to the hospital tomorrow. And I know this is asking a lot, but could you let me have a day off tomorrow? I'll be sure to make up the hours next month. Would that be okay with you? Stop. It was 17 seconds. 17. So a great request doesn't need to take minutes and minutes and minutes. No, less than 20 seconds, you can make a great request. What about this situation? So you're in more of a power situation. We can follow the same process. Open, pre-request, context, empathy, request, add value, push. How do we do it? Just like this. Hey, John, could I get a minute of your time when you get a chance? I need a little help with something. The thing is, the way things are, we won't reach our Hakuhodo project deadline by Monday. I understand it's short notice, but I'd appreciate it if you could do an extra shift on Saturday. I'll be able to give you time and a half for the extra day. How does that sound? So again, it took about 15, 16, 17 seconds. It doesn't take a long time, but we don't want to just give information drip, 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 little by little by little. We want to have a strategic approach to that. So this is a perfect request. This is not this one. This is a perfect request. So in here, we're in a weaker position. Here, we're in a bit of a stronger position.